You know, some people age like a fine wine, and some people age like a can of special brew left on a hot windowsill. Whichever one you are, get ready to talk about those pesky little emotions of yours, because it's time for another episode of I've Had a Rosé, Let's Talk About Feelings. Please welcome your host, Sam Lake. It was me the whole time. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of I've Had a Rosé, Let's Talk About Feelings, the show where me and a wonderful guest enjoy a drink of their choice and talk about something they're passionate about. And before I go any further, let me thank all of my wonderful rosé sluts. That's what we call our Patreons. Okay. And they love it. They love being called a slut. If you'd like to become a rosé slut and get access to bonus content, all kinds of stuff over on the Patreon, you can sign up at the link below for as little as £3 a month. And there's some stuff for free if you just want to see what's going on. So go do that. And if you are a Patreon, your name will be somewhere on the screen right now. Thank you for supporting us. And let's welcome today's guest, the wonderful Aurie Styla.
Hey, how you doing?
Do you know what I'm doing? Fine.
I like that. Thank you, man. Thank you for having me on here, man.
Oh, you're very welcome. You're up here in Edinburgh?
I am, yeah. My weekend at the Monkey Barrel.
Yeah.
I did a crowd work show on Thursday as well, so a long weekend.
How is that? You like a bit of crowd work, don't you? Mm-hmm. You like a bit of crowd work.
It's fun. I've been doing it my entire career. I don't like just to read off a script and then do jokes. I like the interactivity of doing comedy with the crowd. So for me, it's a natural thing to do. I prefer like a natural approach to comedy rather than just the rigidity of it. I'm not saying that's bad. Everybody's good and skilled in their own ways, but for me, that's where I'm comfortable. So doing a crowd work show leans into that for a longer period of time. Yeah. And I also give the crowd the options to give me stuff they want me to have fun with and make jokes about. And I also use it as well with like practicing some bits of material that I might have for next tours. So it's a nice way of doing kind of a work in progress without it feeling like to the audience he's trying stuff on us.
It's a great way of generating material as well.
It can be.
Stuff that happens in the moment.
It can be, definitely.
I just like to turn up, do my 20 minutes that I've always done because I'm a lazy bitch.
You are not lazy.
No, I'm not.
You're not that lazy.
I'm really active,
but nowhere
actually.
near it, so yeah.
I put a lot of work in comedy and in the gym. I'm so buff.
He says with a not so buff like tonality and like confidence. I'm so buff.
I go up to all of the lads on the bench press and be like, I can lift more than that actually. That's really embarrassing for you. No, I completely get it. I think the last time that I saw you up here for a weekend when we were on together, there was like a lot of opportunities for crowd work. You ripped into somebody for having no hair.
I wouldn't do it. Having no hair?
I think it was they were at the back.
Okay. Wait, did I do that?
You made an observation.
But wait, was it funny?
Oh no, it was someone being cunty, so they had it coming.
Oh, well then that's if they were asking for it, then that's their fault. I'm not. The thing with anytime I play like with the crowd or do any work like that, the one thing that I will never do is attack a crowd at all. Yeah. The only times that I might hit something that might feel like, oh, he's really getting onto them is if they come at me first. Yeah, no, they've got to be in on it. And then if they've made themselves a target. Exactly. So where a lot of the, it's not to criticize others, a lot of people that do crowd work now who don't understand the mechanics of it still needing to be in good jest. Yeah. They think that the shock value or the edginess of it or the offense of it is where the humor is, where actually it's not. The humor is in kind of the alchemy between you and the person or the people that you're messing around with, or even getting the crowd to go against you and you playing with the crowd in that way is a perfect way of having the crowd feel like we're involved in the show. But as long as it doesn't feel like you're punching down on anybody, you can punch left, right, sideways, but punching down, the audience has to feel like we're all in this together and we're a bunch of friends just like ribbing on each other. Yeah. Like, I put up one, I think today, and it was of a woman who was talking about how her husband had a stroke. Her husband's sitting next to her. Oh. But the way she plays it is that rather than just being about him having a stroke and that sounds sad, she talks about how she was in the hospital with him. And to test to see if he was recovered, she kind of just hit him and said, "Do you feel that?" "Yeah, all right, well, let's go home now." So I was playing on the stuff she gave me, which is humorous because we can laugh at the fact that isn't the way that you test to see if your patient's okay. Is it not? It doesn't seem to be in my eyes. I think there's more to it than that. I just remember that slogan. Is it fast or fact or face?
It's like it's an acronym, and then you follow the steps, and it's just like, you know, like F stands for fuck. Are you having a stroke?
Yeah, if that's what F stands for, then yeah. But I get what you're saying. It's the one that it breaks down like the different elements of that. But that's before the stroke,
right?
It's happening. This was talking about her trying to hit him to say, "Do you feel that? Yeah. Well, then you're fixed. Let's go."
Yeah, that's it.
And I think we were laughing at how silly that was, and laughing at her saying that's not abusive, but it's inconsiderate of the recovery that's maybe necessary.
Just to be clear,
and it's playful.
He wasn't having a stroke right there in the show.
No, he wasn't. No, not at all. He'd been 2 years recovered, but the fact that she brought us in on that story, he was laughing as well. We all were having a good time.
Yeah.
Like laughing at just how silly the approach was to that being her kind of like medical knowledge of how to deal with the recovery period of it.
Yeah.
But and whereas some people might go, well, it's a sensitive topic. Well, no, it's only sensitive if you choose to take it that way. But the people it's pertaining to have invited us into this world that they're experiencing outside of the room, and they wanted to laugh and smile about it. That's where you can riff on things and have a good time, make people laugh, and that's where the sweet spot of doing great crowd work without it feeling like you're just punching down. Well, what do you do? Oh, that's a stupid job. That's not fun.
Yeah, what do you do? Software engineering. Oh, what, you some kind of nonce?
Yeah, stuff like that is just like that for me. Like, what's the correlation? It's not funny. Whereas you might get somebody who might be a really, really big guy. Right, he goes to the gym and he's wearing like an extra medium T-shirt to emphasize the size that he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's extra medium, but it's fitted, Sam. That's the thing.
Fine.
Like really fitted. But and you might ask him what he does, and then he tells you it's something that doesn't require you to be that big. And you might play with like the idea of, I mean, mate, you obviously go to the gym. You can talk about that, but then the instant attacking, like, oh, you're big, I bet you've got whatever you're overcompensating for not having a big whatever down. You understand what I'm saying? Like when people do that,
a big whatever down there.
Well, it could be who knows what it is, right?
Yeah.
It could be anything. But whatever it is, in my eyes, it's like there's so much more little steps that take them on a journey. That if you have got the confidence, the knowledge, and also the good-hearted will to approach these things without it feeling like you're just attacking people. That's what feels good for the crowd.
I do agree with you, although lately I have been really getting into making men feel uncomfortable for no reason.
Why?
Just because of all the stuff that they've done.
I think, okay, you as men, like, are we talking straight men or just men in general?
Usually straight men.
Okay, so you as a gay man have been the victim of over the many years.
Nobody knows that.
Oh, is it? Oh, is it? Nobody knows.
Sharon, my wife, if you're watching, just skip this episode. Just skip this time.
Sam, nobody knows this, Sam, though.
No.
No, not at all. This is news.
You can find out more if you subscribe to the Patreon. And I really show you my whatever down there over there.
Has anyone ever seen your stand-up comedy before?
Laugh. Have a laugh. Come on.
Sam.
No, there's a I don't know if you call it like a power dynamic or something, but it's like I have to deal with the fact when I'm on stage that I'd say like 80% of an audience, no matter where they're from, they can be on board as long as I'm doing good material.
Then you have the small percentage.
Then you have the group of people who are like, I don't want to laugh at this, even if I think it's funny, because I worry about how it makes me look.
Yeah.
If someone was like, oh, I think I really like this comedian. Oh, but why is my favorite comedian a gay man when I'm not? What is it? What are people going to think about? I'd be like, who cares?
I feel that happens. It definitely happens with like heterosexual men that see a gay comedian on stage and feel like, if I laugh, am I endorsing the idea that I could be within this sphere of the comedy that he's talking about? And does that make, like, it's a really stupid thing to link to, but I'm glad it's a small percentage, because the majority of people don't think like that. It's the small percentage, I reckon.
No, and obviously it's like if you feel like you're smashing a gig and then someone tries to like upstage you or ruin it or something from the crowd, then obviously you won't think about all of the other people. You'll think about the one person.
Of the one, of course, yeah.
So lately I feel like that's influenced like the material that I've been doing. Like the show that I just did at the Fringe was a lot of just like pointing out behaviors in straight men, particularly in a comedy audience, where I'm like, you don't need to do that. You can just sit back and enjoy the show. And when I interact with the straight men, the ones that like are okay with whatever I'm saying, is very obvious that they're okay with it. Sometimes I'll explain what the bit is. It's just a little thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sometimes I will warn the audience, like, I'm going to do some gay stuff. So halfway through the show, you might think that this is starting to feel a little bit... And I do that.
Okay, all right.
In case they're unclear.
Yeah.
And then I point out that this is a really funny motion. You just had a giggle yourself. And then I point to a straight man in the audience and I go, you do it. You do it now.
Okay.
And I really get them to... And so a lot of the men will just go like, okay, well, and they'll go, and then I'll be like, yeah, no, we're all having fun, and then I'll
yeah.
But then sometimes a man will just sit there with his arms crossed and be like, oh, no, and I'm just like, you're not actually sucking a dick, you're pretending.
Okay, but all right, what if that person has like a real visceral imagination? So even acting things out is more than just.
So I need to give them a prop.
No, I'm not saying give them a prop, but maybe in their own mind they can almost place themselves in that position and don't want to be. Like they like, okay, if I was to, have you ever watched a film and seen somebody that you found attractive on there, and you've seen maybe a scene and almost placed yourself in that scene, going, I would love to be held by said person. There's got to be, even though Sharon's watching, there's got to be someone.
Probably at some point. Yes.
Maybe I'm not defending them. I'm just saying maybe they have such a visceral like mind that puts them in that place, and they're like, oh no, I don't want to lose myself here today.
That's the problem. They're too big a thinker. That's the issue, isn't it?
I'm trying to find the wrong answer to this.
No, you're right. There's just too many ideas.
I'm trying to find the wrong answer to this. I think when I was saying earlier on about like, in terms of historically, where you as a gay man have been like the victim of the over presenting heterosexual men almost trying to demean you for not being like them or not following or conforming to what like straight male culture is.
Yeah.
Because you can be straight and not think, oh, I don't want to be gay, or I think if that's what they want to do, they want to do, without going, you're wrong for doing it. You do what you do, we do what we do, and they do what they do. People can have those mentalities. But the idea of like you being in control on that stage where they look at you as a person, where we go, we've normally not liked what you say or do or present when it comes to men with men and so on. And I think it's a real bad like upbringing where you have to almost see somebody else, not agree with them, and then dislike like them as a person for the things that they may do, or the performance that they have, all because the one thing you don't agree with now taints everything. And it's crazy that in my eyes, because it's I've had that from not so much from the angle of somebody looks at me and goes, I don't agree with what you're about to say because the content you talk about is going to be lent to one side. But similar to you, there are people that are very bigoted that will see me as a black man and go, here we go, the diversity quota on the lineup, right? They'll do that with you as well, because again, you'll be be other than the heterosexual, like Middle England straight white male. Anything other than that is now a diversity quota that you're ticking off, right? So I get that as well from my side. And I think for me, similar to you, rather than my approach is a little different. It's the same kind of like, it's the same mens rea, different modus operandi, where I go, you know what? My thing is to make you laugh and break you out of this ignorant bubble that you're in. My way isn't to, your way is to go, I'm going to break this, you being uncomfortable with making you a little bit more uncomfortable, i.e. doing the hand signal and the hand gesture.
Kinda, yeah.
But then after you've done that, you're cool with everything else, because that is the peak of your
We've gone so extreme at the start that like everything else is going to be fine in comparison to that.
Exactly. Where mine is to go, I'm going to tear your mouth out with, you have to laugh, so much so that it doesn't matter how much you hold it in, I'm going to barrage you with jokes, with humor, with everybody else in the room laughing, and even like showing how silly you are for not laughing.
Yes.
That at some point you have, but at some point you have to leave and go, do you know what, he's funny? And some of them leave and go, do you know what, he's funny? And then they'll add the caveat, which many of us have heard. Yeah. For a black man, for a woman, for a gay man, for a whatever they want to put the caveat for. But as long as you are that funny, I kind of would, my approach is, you have those ideologies, I'm going to go twice, maybe 3 times funny than you expect me to be. So even if you leave with, oh, you know, he was actually funny rather than he was funny, I've done my job to
They've
break
still
your
had to
ignorance.
admit it.
They've had to admit it.
Yeah.
And then if you do want to say something to me, if I feel that energy from you, I'm very comfortable with on stage and off stage going, I know you never liked me. I know you saw a guy, you thought he was below you and so on, and I made you laugh. So who's an idiot now? It's not me, it's you. Because you had this idea. It's such a, I don't know, it kind of bolsters me to have that kind of aggression on stage, which isn't threatening.
No,
but
I
to
get
attack
that.
the humor and the comedy.
No, I completely get that. I think a well-intentioned anger behind everything kind of makes everything come together. You know, something I get a lot from men, straight men, after I've been on, and they want to tell me I did a good job, is I'll get a lot of like, oh, you did a good set. My girlfriend really liked you. And I'd be like, you can also like me.
Exactly, yeah.
So then I'll just go, well, it's about time
crazy.
someone satisfied your girlfriend. And then I eat her out.
Oh, I love comedy so much because we could use so much.
I love a laugh.
I love it. Just making people laugh and having the tool to, like, we use to be able to just break like conformity, normality within anyone's either individual mind or what a system says you should or should not follow. I love that.
Yeah.
I really, really love that.
It's quite a deep start to the pod. We don't usually get... I'm so sorry to make it more basic, but,
I like this.
I have to ask you about matcha lattes now.
Okay, yeah, sure. Let's go. Let's go.
Because you sort of said before we started, like, surprise me with whatever the show is.
Yeah, I'm all good with that.
So we always talk about what the guest has as their drink, and you got an iced vanilla matcha latte. Cheers. And you've got an oat one. I've got a whole milk one.
Yes.
That was just in case anyone had any dietary restrictions.
Of course, yeah.
I wouldn't insult you by saying you look like you have a dairy intolerance, but I don't know. I don't know these days.
I will say that is racially charged because apparently black people are more lactose intolerant than any other race as well. I just want to say. Anyway, subscribe to Sam Lake's Patreon.
The only colour I see is the beautiful green of matcha lattes. Is that true? I actually didn't know that.
Apparently so, yes. I don't know the exact numbers, but more often than not, we are prone to lactose intolerancy, but we just ignore it. But it does play with our digestive system.
Interesting, because I think most people who have lactose intolerance just like... If a small bit of cheese appears somewhere, they're like, well, I've got to eat the cheese.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm the same. I try not to have too much dairy, which is why I opted with the option. I could have both, but better that I go with the oat milk.
Fair enough.
But generally speaking, a lot of people, I'm not sure the reasons or the science as to why. So I don't want to be quoted on the reasons, but statistically speaking, I would be more prone to lactose intolerancy than my white counterpart.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know why, but it just is the way that it is.
Huh. Yeah. Are you matcha over coffee or tea?
All right, so I like all three, but to reduce my intake of coffee, I've opted to change to go to matcha. And now I like matcha a lot.
Do you think it gives you the same like energy, the same buzz?
No, that's the thing. But that's a good thing. That coffee buzz. So matcha's the caffeine. So the intake of caffeine that you get from matcha is lower than coffee, but the way that cause it's a green tea extract, the way that matcha works, it's a slower burn. So it slowly rises, and then for a longer period of time, maybe 4 hours, that's when you get what would be the caffeine high that allows you to kind of churn on with work or with running, walking, gym, whatever it is that you're doing. Yeah. It's not a quick spike. It's not as high a spike as coffee. The problem is with coffee is that spikes after maybe half an hour, and you get it
right then and there.
Right then and then, and it lasts for about an hour to 2 hours, depending on your tolerancy, and then it drops. Which is why often people that rely on coffee have one, and then 3-4 hours later will have another shot, and then another one.
I have one after lunch.
See what I mean? There you go. So for me, because it's caffeine that I'm then taking back to back, like every few hours, because I feel like I need to keep that level of energy high. I know that runs right on your body and your sleeping patterns, and I'm somebody that already struggles with sleeping. So for me, I said I'll reduce my coffee intake. I'll see what matcha's about, and then I really started to like matcha. It's weird. It's a grainy texture that people some people don't like.
Can be, yeah,
It can be off for some people.
Very earthy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I've grown to really like it, to the point where I don't know if it's true, but I might have a craving for matcha if I don't have it for a long enough period of time.
I completely get it. But are you, because this is like one of the matcha lattes where like there's another flavor going on.
Yeah.
And it's basically like the milk that they put in there. It tastes like milkshake if you have it on its own.
Yeah.
Because you can get white chocolate, you can get strawberry, blueberry, all kinds of flavors.
Yeah.
So it does seem like it's something to try and like nerf out the natural taste of matcha.
Yeah, because it is very visceral. It's a very, like, if you have matcha with just water, and you take, and then you
just like proper matcha tea on its
just
own.
like a proper matcha tea, it's a strong, grainy green taste. So yeah, having it as a latte makes it a lot more like digestible.
You know what else I'll say with just normal coffee? If you're used to drinking it every day, 2 cups a day, and then you have one day where for whatever reason you didn't have time to make it in the morning, you didn't have time to get to a prep for a quick coffee or whatever, you feel the crash. Yeah. You get a caffeine headache. You're like, why do I feel like shit now? And it's because you haven't had coffee.
This is it.
Yeah, it's really bad. I've never had that with matcha.
Never. And I think it's that slow burn that it has that allows for you to kind of have it, miss it for a bit, but just want the taste, but not feel like if I haven't had it, I'm jittery from not having it, and then having too much of it, I'm jittery from having too much. It doesn't. Caffeine is just too sharp a spike in your system, and I think it wreaks havoc in trying to balance it out. Where this is a lot easier, so that's why I've gone for it now.
Do you mess around with energy drinks at all?
No, I really avoid those. Like once in a very, very blue moon, I'll have one. If, like on tour, for example, we would go from like date to date. And let's say we've had a late night the night before, go to hotel, an early start to drive to the next one. Yeah. It's a long drive. I think we did one where it was Southampton and we had to drive to Leeds, which is about 5 hours.
That's a trip,
It's a trip. It really is. And Southampton was a late show. Leeds was a fair time that we had, a fair time show that we had to do. But even still doing that, the long drive, and then after that is being on for the show. Yeah. My show, I come on for 20 minutes at the beginning, then bring on my opener, then I have a break, then I do an hour and 15 for the second half.
You do a lot.
I do, yeah.
You do a lot.
So I needed the energy drink, I think, for the second show because I was tired by the time of that. And that
of course.
is when I'll have like an energy, but I try not to rely on them.
Red Bull feels like, you know, when you're playing like a first-person shooter or something and you are like one point away from death, you take cover and then find a medipack.
Yeah.
That's what a Red Bull feels like to me.
That's
it's like you're on the brink.
Yeah.
So you've got to have it then. The only times I'll have it is like, I think I had a couple during the Fringe when it was like, maybe like 9 o'clock and I've already done 3 shows that day, but I've got another 2 coming up that are late ones. I have to have something or I will just fall asleep.
Yeah, it's a last resort. The people that rely on it though, on a day to day, that's crazy to me.
I used to drink them all the time. When I was a uni student, I'd have them all of the time. And I didn't even matter to me if it was Red Bull. I would have the knockoffs. I'd have a 2-litre bottle of Red Rooster. I would do it. But first thing in the morning.
I had when I was at uni as well, same thing.
Yeah.
I was pulling all-nighters to maybe finish something that had to be submitted by 9 a.m. the next morning or something. So in the 24-hour library, you got loads of people there that are struggling, sleeping, waking up, having a quick nap.
Yep.
And I remember I had, through the night and some of the day before, I had 2 Red Bulls and then my first time ever having a Monster.
Oh, right? Yeah.
I had no idea. That Monster, I drove, after driving home, finishing from uni, I drove, this is when I was at uni in East London. I drove across to where I was living back home. I'm from Northwest London. So driving around A406 Northwest London, my brother lived in North London. I had to stop at my brother's house and sleep. And he told me I slept for like 5 hours. Yeah. But I just literally went into the house. I said, I just need your sofa. And I slept and I crashed. Yeah. And like he said, you didn't even look like you slept comfortably. It's like your body just shut down.
Shut down. It's not like you want to sleep. It's like you are sleeping now.
That's it.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing I did that. But I remember like leading up to it, you feel your heart.
Oh, yeah.
Doing that.
I did an all-nighter once for like a a programming project or something, first year of uni. I'd never pulled an all-nighter before. I never had to, but this was the first time I was like, oh, there's too much work to get done. I've got to do an all-nighter. So I had coffee and I was like, okay, I'm still quite tired. So then I had a Monster, and the only reference I had for Monster was there was a video of a woman, like a super Christian preacher, and she had a picture of the classic Monster Energy can, the green one with the claws down it, and she was describing how all of this was like signs of the devil. And
I remember that,
yeah. And she just had all of these references, and I was like, she is talking utter nonsense. And then I had a can of Monster, and I was like, this does taste like Satan.
Yes.
It does. She's not totally wrong.
I think I'm a Christian myself, so I remember seeing that and hearing about Monster. This was after I drank it. I remember seeing the signs and stuff. I do think there are symbolisms within many logos that people put up, and Monster may have done that. I can't say if it was their intent, but you are correct. You drink a Monster, like if there's any drink that feels like it was made from hell, for you guys to get a taste of just how much pain it's going to put your body through, that is like a smidgen compared to what could happen. So yeah, I believe. Yeah, I definitely believe there's some merit to what she was saying, but without necessarily her knowing that it's not just in the logo and the symbolism, it's in the actual ingredients as well.
It's in the ingredients.
Horrible.
When I submitted that project, I was like, you know what I need now? Jesus.
Oh, gosh. Well, I hope you find him.
Thank you. Sharon's helped me a lot on that journey.
Yo, whoever this Sharon is, big up, because that is Sharon like a running joke, or is this just like today that you've made Sharon up?
Don't call my wife a joke.
Okay.
The mother of my 8 children.
Oh my God.
It's going down a treat, I will say. I do I've got this year, and maybe it's because of this show, some other people have chosen other variations of matcha. I have gotten more into it.
Okay.
And especially because of fancy places like this,
So
like Blank Street.
this was really nice.
This
was really nice.
I like that they infuse the flavor with the milk and then put the matcha in afterwards.
Yeah, that's
how
good.
they do it. I think that's good. Let's talk about your topic.
Okay.
Which is very broad.
Yes.
Movies.
Yes.
Games.
Yes.
And what was the third thing?
And videos.
Videos.
But the reason I gave it that title was because of the old TV show, Movies, Games, and Videos.
What was this show? Music, games, and videos.
Movies, Games, and Videos was it was almost like a review show to let you know what things have come out and what you should go and watch.
Right.
And what's about to come out. But it was like a very typical, it's kind of like a movie, game, and video version of what you would see maybe Top of the Pops. So it was that era
Was it like that show that was just called Film? Do you remember Jonathan Ross hosted that show, Film?
Yeah, similar to that.
And then in the 90s, there was what's it called? Games Master.
Imagine Games Master, but with movies in it as well. Similar to that.
Okay.
But Games Master also had people competing in there.
Yes, it did.
But it was also a great kind of platform for you to see what games were going to be out there as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, but it was purely based on more reviews as opposed to like a competitive element to it with the video games bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was going to be my topic. But then when I said movies, games, and videos, because I love that genre of kind of entertainment across the board, always have.
Yeah.
I think that's why I titled it Movies, Games, and Videos.
Movies, games,
as a topic
and videos.
to give to you. Yeah.
Because I know you like games.
Yes.
We've spoken about them before. We love games.
Yeah.
Favorite game?
Don't have a favorite, but I do have.
Do you have a favorite type?
Type? Oh, well, yeah. I'm definitely more of a platform adventure game.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Some people like first-person shooters. I don't like FPS. I like third person, so I can see the person I'm controlling as opposed to seeing from their
Okay.
view.
Yeah.
Like even with driving, I don't like driving first person in driving games. I have to see the car that I'm driving with.
Because they just added it to the PlayStation Plus catalog. I played Cyberpunk for the first time.
Oh yeah.
What a sack of shit. It was bad. And when I got into the car for the first time, first of all, a lot doesn't happen. A lot of it is unskippable cutscenes, which I find annoying. But then when you're actually in control, the default is to put you in third person mode in the car with like the car all around. And I'm like, I can't see what's going on. Give me GTA style where I'm just outside the car and I can just...
And you can do that, yeah.
Yeah.
Driver did Driver did that for a bit where you can come out the car, but I think it was mainly focused on driving.
Yeah.
You can come out the car, but I think he was actually third person to make there was more
When he was,
GTA style.
yeah.
But yeah, driving in Cyberpunk rather is the only element where you feel like, all right, I can see the car. And then you come out of it again.
Yeah.
And you're back into literally behind the person's eyes.
Yeah.
I like to be able to see the person I'm controlling rather than see from their iframe. Because also, I don't know, maybe this is why I'm not the biggest fan of like gaming with VR headsets. Being able to see who's around you and behind you in games for me without having to turn completely around.
It feels like you've got more control because you're in a sort of top-down position. And because games used to sort of be more like that, you're used to that play style.
Definitely.
So you're expecting, like, okay, I know how to like monitor what could be coming at me. First person is way harder.
Yeah.
You've got a huge blind spot because like everything's behind you.
You could get shot behind you and like in a first person shooter game, and you know it's behind you because you'll see like when you get shot, it does very smartly. Like you'll see like a red flash, but it'll be as to where it's coming from on the screen.
Yeah.
Which is very smart, but means I then have to turn completely around. Whereas in a game or in a game which is like, let's say Batman, the Arkham series.
Yeah.
When you see the enemies behind you coming up, I prefer seeing them as opposed to having to only see what's in front of me from like a
and then getting
145 field of view.
Yeah. I get that.
So yeah.
I think my favorite type of game is fighting.
I love fighting games as well.
Love fighting.
Which one?
Tekken's my favorite.
See, I stopped Tekken after, I think, Tekken 3. I know
that was a while ago.
It was a while ago. They're not bad. They're great games, but I still prefer 2D fighting.
Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter.
I'm more Street Fighter than Mortal Kombat. So, yeah.
I keep meaning to give Street Fighter 6 a go, but there's just something about... I don't know what it is, but in Tekken, I can do any combo.
Yeah.
Like with any character. If you give me a couple tries, I can do it. Street Fighter, there are some that I cannot work out the inputs.
Okay.
Like I pick up Chun-Li, I try to make her do that thing where she does like a sort of like hovercraft thing with her legs.
So your thing with Tekken, it's very minimal that you have to put 3 directional buttons and then press
at the
square
same time. Yeah.
Whereas with Street Fighter, you have to do that with most of your moves. So Tekken is, all right, I got to press, maybe it might be square, triangle, then you might press forward and circle, and then square again. And you just have to remember the inputs like that. But with Street Fighter, you do like directional inputs, press a button, it will do a move. And then there are some moves that you can juggle, like, for example, like a high punch when somebody's in the air, like with Sagat, for example, a high kick will, if you've kind of uppercutted them and they're in the air, a high kick will keep them in the air and you can do a few juggles and moves and that does work. So I do get, it's a preferential thing. Like one of my favorite fighting games is Smash Bros. Like that entire series is phenomenal. It's very Nintendo what they do. It's so easy to play. It's difficult to master, and that's just the Nintendo formula. And with that, what I think is great is you get so many people that master the game, but when you tell people how to play it, they're like, it's too easy. But then when you play against other players, they're like, why is it I can't play this game?
Well, because then they create the meta around the game.
Yes.
It's like if you try and explain a meta to someone who's just like casually playing, they'll be like, what are you talking about? Edge saves? What?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to explain that to people is difficult. You have to kind of experience and play and master who your character is. Like, who can you survive longest with, who are you going to be able to dodge with, and so on. It's the time of the inputs, but the simplicity of the inputs is what Nintendo is. So
like chess. It's a simple game, but lots could happen. You can make it more complicated.
Exactly. It takes a lot more thought and strategy, but the inputs of the characters that you would have in chess, as long as you remember where they're supposed to go, now figure out how to do it.
Yeah. And I would say, how do you feel about it? Because there's a lot of crossover between movies, games, and videos these days, because like, I think like with games, they try to be something that you could imagine turns into a movie or a TV show at some point, like The Last of Us.
Great. That's one of the very few game to movie TV series, but game to screen that really worked out. We've had a few recently, but traditionally, it's never really been the greatest of things.
No, because video game movies always used to just be terrible.
Yes.
Every single time.
The old Super Mario Bros. Movie. But then the new animation was fantastic.
The new animation was good. I didn't mind it. I don't love who's playing all of the parts.
Okay, not a fan of like Chris Pratt.
I'm not a fan of Chris Pratt.
He pops up in a lot, way too much things as well.
Yeah, there is, and it's just like I don't know. I'm probably bringing in like some of his own like views into it as well.
Totally understandable, yeah.
But I don't know. But I don't think there would have been like. It's one of those things where I don't think there's a right person to put in that role. I think no matter who got put in there, someone would have something to say. Like there was someone, because there's going to be a Legend of Zelda film, I think.
Yes.
And they're talking about who's the right person to play Zelda.
I can't think of who that could be.
There's someone who looks just like her, and I forget their name. I think their name is Hunter Schafer. I could be wrong. But they look, there's so many videos with so many red carpets done where they look just like Zelda. They do also happen to be a trans woman.
Okay.
Right? But looks exactly like Zelda, would play the part very well. They are an actress, like it would work. But people are going like, well, obviously, trans women can't play Zelda because Zelda's not a trans woman.
To be fair, Link and Zelda both are very, what's the word? What's the word again?
Anglicized?
Is it anglicized? No.
I don't know. What do you...
Androgynous, that's it.
That's the one.
They're both very, if you play Zelda, they both look very androgynous.
Yeah.
Link looks like Link could have been a young boy or a young girl. Mm-hmm. And to be fair, so does Zelda. We know that Link is a boy. We know that Zelda's a girl. But in terms of presenting them on screen, they visually are androgynous. And if you're going to go true to what they look like within the games, you have a wide scape of anybody who can play them, regardless of if they're male, female, trans. It doesn't matter in that sense.
Yeah.
So whoever wants to play that, go ahead. I think, but what will happen is people that politicize the casting is what then makes it problematic in that sense. People that will go, oh no, but Zelda's supposed to be a woman and Link's supposed to be a man and so on and so forth. But really and truly, it never, because they're not even, they're just friends. They're not even like lovers or anything like that.
No, they never have been.
They never have been. No, it's a video game. Me personally, I just wouldn't care. Whoever plays them in terms of who they are as characters, go ahead.
Go ahead. It's a hard thing to get right. I remember watching the Street Fighter movies for the first
old ones,
time.
Their films are, it's so bad it's good.
Yeah.
Like the one thing I loved is you're talking about the one with like Raul Julio and Van Damme, right?
The original. Did I say Street Fighter? I think I meant Mortal Kombat. But I have seen Street Fighter as well, which randomly has Kylie Minogue as Cammy.
Yes, as Cammy, yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting. She doesn't really do a lot in the film, but she does have her moments.
She does.
No, the Street Fighter film I actually thought was all right.
Okay, yeah, it's so bad it's good for me.
Yeah.
And Raul Julio has got like, he hams up his character so well as M. Bison that it was his last film he did before he died as well. And he knew he was ill.
Yeah.
So he wanted to do a film that he knew that his kids would remember him as a character by, right? And seeing him be M. Bison, he hammed the character up so much that you could see he's just having a great time doing this.
Yep.
And that's what made it so bad it's good.
It's also got to be camp because look at the source material.
Oh,
it doesn't make any sense. Like,
yeah, true.
It doesn't make any sense. But like, if you try and like tell the story of all of the characters in one film, you're just going to run out of time.
Yeah.
You're just going to have to focus on a few people, and then the other characters are just going to have to do whatever they can. And if it doesn't make sense, oh well, you gotta live for it either way.
That's it. Same with Mortal Kombat. That had to also be very ham as well. Because come on, who's describing a god of thunder called Raiden who's leading? He can't fight, even though he's super powerful. He's leading a guy with metal arms, a woman who can shoot like these kind of weird pseudo lasers. A man who with a very weird accent who shoots lasers out of his eyes.
Oh, Kano, yeah.
Fighting members of the Lin Kuei, who one is called Ice, who one's called Sub-Zero, who ices everything around.
And there's realms. It's like our planet, but it's called Earth Realm.
Yeah, the Earth Realm,
the
and stuff.
Nether Realm.
Yeah, so it's like you have to ham up these characters. You can't. It's very difficult to find grounding in the 90s when trying to make movies out of video games.
Yeah,
they've done really well with it now.
Yeah,
like Last of Us is just regardless of how crazy the concept of it is with like kind of this pseudo zombie apocalypse that they have.
Yeah.
Which they still find such a grounded kind of relationship between the two protagonists that you follow that as opposed to paying attention to just like the craziness of the situation. But I guess now we are a lot more susceptible to the idea that a zombie apocalypse could happen, especially
Could
after
be
COVID.
on the cards anytime.
Exactly. So we're like, what would happen if, let's say, a year or two from now, this is what happens to the world?
Yeah.
It would look like The Last of Us. So there's a lot more grounding that we're willing to accept. But the Super Mario Bros. Movie, there's no way you're getting Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo to wear two different color like suits and go into like portholes and rescue human people that have been lost there against these pseudo big dinosaurs. Oh my gosh, that's too far-fetched.
Didn't Bob Hoskins say like he had never played the games before?
Yeah.
He had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
He just knew that they were plumbers and that was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
He played it as a New York plumber. He did well to do like a New York plumber. He was very convincing. We always forget Bob Hoskins is British.
Yeah.
Always forget. In every like in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, great. Bob Hoskins in Mario, just him on his own, great. We always forget that he was actually born and raised in the UK.
Yeah. Do you know another video game movie that I actually still quite enjoyed? Tomb Raider. I don't think it's that bad.
I didn't like the second one, but the first one was all good.
The first one was good.
I did like the first one.
The Angelina Jolie one, because Alicia Vikander did it. There was like another one afterwards. Which was like, I think it took itself a bit too seriously.
I think again, it's a sign of the times of people wanting to do more gritty, more grounded. But Tomb Raider, I think Tomb Raider in itself is as much as Vikander tried to play what should be a much more respectable Lara Croft. We enjoyed the first one because of we knew when we saw Lara Croft being played by Angelina Jolie, it's literally you are trying to make. It was a bunch of boys that made Lara Croft who were like, let's make a sexy woman in 16-bit screen and whatsoever, or 32-bit PlayStation screen. And you saw that then translate to screen in terms of movies. It kind of matched. But with Alicia Vikander's Lara Croft, it felt like it was very grounded, and it didn't feel like it was a game. It just felt like somebody who was an explorer of tombs and stuff. And he just gave you the clock. We're not done. We'll do it. Don't tell us when we're finished. We're having fun here. You do not tell us when we're done, okay? Now
you know what's so funny? You know what's so funny? When producer Claire is here, she usually gives a discreet flash at 40, and I always look at her with the camera still on, and I go like that, and then she goes like, "Don't do it so often. I'm trying to do it discreetly." But now you've taken on that burden for me.
Oh yeah, it's fine. Again, the most natural way of doing a podcast is always the best, because every podcast should feel like it's like so underproduced that they're just part of the conversation.
Oh, sometimes people will watch this podcast and go, was there a format? Was there stuff that was supposed to be happening?
It doesn't have to be. It's the best conversations are the ones where it's not like following a script. It's just you're going like off script and off on your mind. It's just two
lads telling it like it is, as it should be.
Exactly.
Listen, we can keep talking about games and movies a little bit in the bonus episode.
Yeah.
If that's all right.
Yeah,
if you stick around. But to end the main episode, we're going to do something with you called Quickfire Feelings.
No problem.
All right. Oh, he said that with some confidence, didn't he?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to do Quickfire Feelings with Aurie Styla and Sam Lake.
Can we cut that out and then use that for every episode from now on?
Cool. What's the Rosé? Wait, hold on. How would you like me to say it? Go. The whole like as an intro, so you can use it as an intro for it.
Do you know what? It's called Quickfire Feelings, and just say it.
But with the name of the podcast, you and then Quickfire Feelings. Do you want that all as one? Because I do that now if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
So what do you want? Tell me. How do you want it to sound?
It's the end of I've Had a Rosé.
Yeah.
It's time for Quickfire Feelings.
Okay. It's the end of I've Had a Rosé. It's now time for Quickfire Feelings. Is that cool? I can do several versions.
That voice, I'm going to leave my wife.
Hold on. Hold on. I am Optimus Prime. Oh. You have come to the end of I've Had a Rosé. Now it's time for Quickfire Feelings. Roll out. I could do that one as well. You can keep those.
Delightful. No, we've got options.
There you
That's
go.
great.
But yeah, go on. Quick fire feelings. Let's
Right.
roll.
I've got 5 random things. You
Yeah.
just tell me how they make you feel.
Okay.
You can say as little or as much as you like.
No problem.
First thing, we ask this to everybody. How do you feel about a bit of dark chocolate?
I can relate because I am. Nah, dark chocolate's cool. It's nice. It's
Yeah?
not my favorite. It's some can be a bit too bitter sometimes, but love them in after eights.
Interesting
Love
take.
them on
yes,
after eights.
nobody's mentioned after eights yet.
Oh, dark chocolate with mint is pretty cool, but dark
is
chocolate on
that-
its own
okay.
is a bit too bitter for me.
I hear you. I hear you. How do you feel about connecting to a Bluetooth car speaker?
I don't know. Like it feels. It just sounds so bougie now. It feels a bit outdated now. It's fine. It works.
Think? Yeah.
A Bluetooth car speaker.
How do you connect to your car speaker?
My phone does connect via Bluetooth, but not for music. No, it's only when I have a phone call. But my car has like Apple Music and Spotify built in, so I don't have to connect to it for the music.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
What? So that's just connected. So you don't have to do anything.
nah, I've logged in in the car, and I could just choose my songs in the car. So yeah, I feel like that's normal with a lot of cars now.
I don't know. I don't own a car.
Okay, fair enough.
And when
It's
me and my
normal with a lot of
husband go
cars.
places and drive, we like do like a car club thing or rent a car.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
So maybe we're just stuck with the rental cars and they're still back in the day or whatever.
it could be that. It
Yeah,
could be that. But a lot
maybe.
of cars have apps built into them now, so you can just log into Spotify or Apple Music or whatever you use and listen to your music.
Technology.
Yeah.
It's scary. Speaking of technology, how do you feel about a fridge?
How do I feel about a fridge?
Just a fridge.
It's a necessity, I guess.
Yeah?
Yeah, I need a new one actually.
Do you?
I do. I've had mine for a little bit. It's still fine, but I kind of want a new one that's bigger. But I'm gonna wait, hopefully, until I move house in a few years, and then that's
Okay.
when I'll go for it.
And would you get just like a standard fridge or would you push the boat out and get maybe
I
like a
think-
big American fridge?
I think,
You know?
well, as big as an American fridge, maybe not, because they are ridiculously
but you know, like
big.
a double door, there's an ice maker.
Do you know what? Possibly. A friend of mine is a comedian. He said he's worked all his life, as well as doing comedy, but worked all his life in a decent job, and he's never bought himself a nice car, even though he could afford one. So for the first time, he bought himself a nice BMW 5 Series, and he's never
That's nice.
had a nice car like that. He's always had like not to say your cars ain't nice if you have these, but like Peugeot 106s or Fiat like Puntos and stuff like that, if they still make them, just a quick runaround car. I think for me, I've always been very basic with like clothes and stuff. Like a £5 t-shirt on stage will be fine by me, but in my house, I love technology, and I think I deserve to get a bigger fridge. So I'm gonna do it at some point. I want a fridge where I can go and get water from the front rather than to open it up, because I've worked hard enough for it. I think that's okay.
Get a big fucking fridge.
Amen. Let's do it.
Let's do it. How do you feel about CEX, the shop?
Oh, I love it. Oh my God. Listen, I love Computer Exchange. I love CEX. Oh my gosh. I don't care how it smells. For me, when you go there, CEX for me is phenomenal. Like every time I see a CEX, I walk past the window. I look at what's in the window. Then I walk inside to see if there's anything that I'll buy.
In the big glass cabinets.
All
Not
the
on the
time.
shelves, behind the thing, and you have to go ask someone to get it. There's some good stuff in
There's
there.
great stuff. Like for me, all the time. There are times that I didn't intend to buy anything, but I'll leave with like an external hard drive because I just need another external hard drive.
It's so good for like little like widgets and things that you have to plug into your kit. So good for that.
So great for that. So for me, anytime people like laugh at CEX because they say it looks like people that work there are like, they always tease them to say they look like they don't shower, and they look like they do say that, and I'm saying me. They look like they don't shower, or they look like they stay in their like parents' basement playing like Counter-Strike for like 7 hours before they go to bed.
Yeah.
Those people, I don't care. You guys are the soldiers of society. Without you, we would be so lost. Me spending like £50 on a plug for our iPhones, or we can go get it secondhand for like $12.95 at CEX. An external hard drive which people sell, and I'm like, why do you need to keep that? Well, fine, sell it, because I'll buy it for a third of the price. I'm more than happy with that. Love CEX.
I get games from there as well sometimes.
I do sometimes. I tend I tend to buy the games now digital, so I don't have to carry so much of the
Same, but I
cards.
always make sure, like for new consoles and things, if there's an option, I always make sure I get the option where it comes with the drive, comes with like a cartridge slot or whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just so that I have that option if I want it. Because like I've still got like 3 Nintendo DSs in my cupboard, like 3DS and stuff. And they have a lot of 3DS games for like a $5 and good ones as well.
That's good then, yeah.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense, yeah.
Last but not least, but potentially least, how do you feel about crystals?
When you say crystals, you mean when people do those kind of things?
Where it's like, my spirit needs some cleansing today.
Yeah,
so
cuckoo
I've
cachoo.
got some lucite, I've got some amethyst.
Cuckoo cachoo.
Cuckoo cachoo.
Yeah, I'm not on it. I don't think I'm not on it. It's just not. Well, remember,
No.
I remember. Well, again, like I'm raised Christian, so for me, I'm like that's wild. The same way that someone might say my views are wild as well, but nonetheless, the whole kind of like crystals linking with energies, the universe, and so on and so forth, like that. For me, it's just. I'm good. I'm good on that. You do your thing. It's not for me.
Yes.
With all due
everything
respect.
that you're saying, it sounds like you could really use some quartz. Some
I'm
rose
good,
quartz.
thank you. Yeah, for maybe my wine glasses at home or something.
Yeah,
that would be
some
fine. but
crystal.
I'm not a
Yeah.
crystal person.
Fair
With
enough.
all due respect, but do your thing. I'm not saying you're bad for it. It's just
Hey,
not
it's
for
just
me.
not for you, and that's
Yeah.
okay. Other people can have their crystals.
Yes.
With that, we come to the end of the main episode. Thanks so much for joining
no
us
problem.
today.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll have a little chat in the bonus as well in after hours.
Yes. Make sure you sign up. It's on Patreon, right?
It is on Patreon, and
Okay.
hey, sign up.
Make sure you sign up, right?
Yeah.
Can they sign up or is it like a subscription or so on?
Thank you so much for asking. We offer various tiers.
There's tiers, okay.
You can be a rosé slut. They're all rosé sluts,
Okay.
and you can be 125 milliliters, 175 milliliters, or the whole bottle.
Oh, that's pretty. I like how you done that. The tier system.
Thank you. I mean, I should point out that was producer Claire's idea. She'll get mad if I don't acknowledge her very good ideas.
Okay,
of which that was one.
So I don't know what tier system we have to put this in, but whatever tier system it is,
Uh-huh.
I'll let them know about the time I got into stripping. Okay. All right, guys, we'll see you on Patreon. Sign up for the rest of that, and for more information, yeah, that's where you got to go.
What an enticing offer. Stick around for after hours if you're a rosé slut. If you got anything to plug, anything where people can find you?
Yes.
Or
Follow me on my social media at Aurie, Aurie Styla, Styla, on all social media platforms. My website is my name.co.uk, and I got a Christmas tour coming up, which will be starting 4th of December. And we'll do 12 dates. It's like a Aurie Styla's Christmas crack up. I bring comedians around the country. We give
Delightful.
away prizes, games. Some of the prizes are games consoles as well.
nice.
Yeah, so there's loads of great stuff that we're doing for that.
Yeah.
And also I do a show called Now We're Cooking, which is my crowd pop-up show. I try to pop up anywhere in the world that I can. We've done London, Toronto, Edinburgh, Leeds, Birmingham. Like, let me know where you guys want me to try and pop up. If I can find a venue with 100 seats, I'll go and do that, and we'll just have some fun for an hour.
Just have some fun for an hour. That's what it's all about. Lovely. We'll definitely go check all of that out. You can follow at I've Had a Rosé for clips and links to everything that we've talked about. We'll link to all of that stuff in the description below.
Thank you.
Sign up to the Patreon. Also, I think this goes out before then. We're doing a live episode of this pod at the Cheerful Earful Festival.
Congratulations.
Thank you. October 19th at the Bedford. Tickets are available through the Cheerful Earful website, so come see us live if you happen to be in London. If not, we'll see you again for another episode next week. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.